timing chain. We also had to do a valve job, lap the valves. So when we assemble it, I will show you how I adjust the lifters or the valve clearance. These are hydraulic lifters, so it's a preset. And I will show you the conversion from TBI to carb. And in the end of the video, we will end up with this beauty here and are ready for more body work and brakes and steering and make this a real truck. So hope you enjoy and follow along, and let's get going. So I got the block all cleaned up better than I thought. So like I said, sometimes you need to take a rest and reevaluate your situation. For what I want to use it will do. I guess it got a little water from storing. I don't know how. Normally I got them all in my shed, but maybe when I pulled it and washed it or turned it, it got the heads. Took all the valves out, cleaned it, new valve stem seals, lapped them, but they all have pretty good wear pattern, so no need for this to do a machine shop deal. There's a tiny ridge I can feel with my fingernail, and yeah, this thing was pretty sludged up, but I tried the best to get it clean and reseal oil pan, had it all out. I mean, this is basically how it looked. I had a dent in this timing cover, so I took another timing cover before I messed with it from another block, and yeah, new front, new rear seal. And now assemble the heads and lifters and go from there. And then transmission, and finally this is out of my way 2 days later than I wanted to. just a preset or valve adjustment. So these are hydraulic lifters. Everybody does it different, so there's a big discussion. What I do, I set them 3/4 turn preload, and the easiest way, like now I'm on cylinder 1, top dead center, so the cam is that both valves are closed. So I'm just going here, grabbing the push rod. It should be turning easy. So I'm tightening the rocker till I feel resistance. So now can't turn it again, loosen it up a little, turns again, tighten it. Okay, this is the part where I got some friction on the push rod. So that's where it pushes against the lifter. That's my 0 lash. And then from there, everybody has a different recipe on older lifters and older valves. This engine, whoop. So everybody has a different recipe. On older engines, I'm going 3/4 turn. So half, quarter, and that's it. Leave it there. Next one. Gets tight. Still loose. It's tight. Half, quarter. So number 1 is set, and then you just, I keep going a 1/4 turn on a crank. So then I'm on 8, and next one. Tight, loose, tight, half, 3/4, loose, and tight. I just always double check, because sometimes you bind up the rocker and you think you're there, so I'm there. 3/4, so 8, and then I keep going 1/4 turn, next. Then you run it, and then I go by here, listen to it. If the valve train is still noisy, you can go through them and make them a little tighter. If it's fine, which should be okay. You can start a 1/4 turn. Everybody will say something different. So this is all I. Okay. Oops. It looks like the birds are having fun on my roof, and I don't know what came over. They're still not stopping, but let's do one more. I'm right now on 7. So you start kind of like, since I'm starting at 0, I still have play. I'm slowly working my way till the play is out of it. So you try on the push rod. So I'm getting the point. So I don't want it misunderstood that you can't turn the push rod. You just give it a wiggle and feel how easy they turn till you feel slight friction. And there's no up and down play anymore. So now I got a little more friction. I still can turn it. It's not like it's solid, but I feel there's more friction. And then I give it the 3/4. Same on this one. Kind of go closer. Working my way. Okay, too far. You can always back it up a little. Play. There's where my friction starts. Give it 3/4. Done. That was 7. And I do another 90° on the crank. And I'm back at the beginning. Now I can do
2. Same here. If you're not sure, just loosen it up again till there's play in it. You can feel it, hear it. There's these birds already there. There's my friction. 3/4. Loosen it up a little. Okay. If you're not sure, break it up so you can wiggle it. There's nothing left. 3/4. So, set 2. So I'm through. Intake is closing on number 1. Next time timing mark comes up. I'm on compression 1. So I already preset the number 1 on top dead center compression. So when we put the distributor back in, we already know the alignment of the roller. Saves you a lot of time and work because now it's all open and you can see everything that happens in there. If you're not sure, double check on these nuts. If you see everywhere the same thread, that's basically a good sign. If you did this, the same if you get an engine and you're working on it and makes noise. If one is totally backed out or way deep in there, then you got lifter issues or valve issues or mushroom valves. So then they come more out and you had to back it out. So yeah, it should be all kind of the same, that you see you have the same wear and the same preload. And then first run, you go by ear how it feels, how loud is there a lifter noise. It's always like with a used engine, you always have to see where you're going with this. How worn are the lifters? How much oil pressure do you have? Go from there. So next, intake. So in order to convert this TBI engine to carb, you need to at least change the manifold adapter to bolt your carb onto it, and you need to change the distributor because the TBI has the ignition set in the computer. There's a lot of systems where you can buy the complete manifold and you don't need the adapter, so that's what we went into. It was cheaper to buy a whole truck and take the parts out, and we still are left over with a lot of other parts, so it's a better deal. So we got the manifold out of it, the carb out of it, and the distributor. So this will be a clean build now because you only need one wire for ignition, one fuel hose, and if you want the temp sensor and the oil pressure sensor, that's 2 wires plus the alternator, and you're set. It's a pretty clean setup. There's not much wiring, so you can really hide it, and looks clean and neat, and I think fits to the metal theme of this truck. So let's keep cracking. Let's take the parts out of this truck. Okay, let's harvest some parts, see what we can use of this beauty. It looks like it has been parked a long time, but from how it all looks, nothing was really hooked up to be drivable, so I think they converted it, ran out of funds. Has a new fuel pump underneath, has my intake, has a distributor, and some freebies, so what do I want more? And I'm still cheaper than just buying an intake and a carb. So someone will get a lot of comments why I didn't clean it up before I take stuff apart. This engine was locked up when I bought it, and basically looking into the intakes, we know now what's going on. Truck was last registered 2009, so I didn't have much hope. The only what was kind of interesting is that they put the sticker on. The intake has no evidence of oil, and everything here looks like it never ran, so I assume they put it together and then ran out of funds or whatever the reason was. So in order to prime the engine before the first start, I kind of made myself a tool. I guess you can even buy it, but old distributor that was bent. Take everything off, drive out the pin for the gear. So normally here's a gear on it that gets driven by the cam, and this goes then to the shaft for the oil pump. So cam drives distributor, this drives the shaft for the oil pump. So by removing the gear, you can free spin this unit and drive the oil pump without being connected to the camshaft, so engine can sit as it is, and you can prime it. Fill the engine with oil. We put this in, we use a cordless drill, and then we are looking for oil to coming up through the push rods. So we'll get pushed through the cam journals, down to the mains, to the lifters, and comes up on the push rods. That's the normal way it goes while the engine runs. The same works as it sits now, so then we are sure we got oil going, plus it's already pre-lubricated, so the first couple cranks it does, it's not running dry. So again, only you have to be careful to hit the oil pump. So the same what happens later with the distributor when we have the gear. We want to find the slot for the oil pump. Now it's engaged. So let's see. Prime this one up. Got the first coming, it's still not everywhere. Let's see what happens. Turn it around one more time. It's still kind of weird, still filming while you work. This is all new. Let's see how we can make this work. Oh. We got compression. Exhaust is opening. So, number one on compression stroke, top dead center, so we know where we can set the distributor. Same problem here is with the gear, that the gear meshes up and the slot for the oil pump lines up, so sometimes you have to go in with a bigger screwdriver, adjust a little the oil pump, that while the gear meshing and going down, that it slides right into the oil pump. So this took now a little longer than I was hoping for, but better now than later. Once the covers are on, you can't see what's going on underneath. Now you know everything is primed, has some oil, so the first cranks, you're safe, you don't turn it dry. I kind of do it every time, even if I had an engine longer in storage. I rather do this, and I see already what's going on, and everything is primed, filter is full. We see if we have leaks, stuff like that. Distributor is on one, or top dead center, so now we can cover it up and good to go. Invested some new seals where it's also, ooh, that's exactly what we don't want. Where it's also kind of funny that basically it's cheaper to buy almost the whole kit for the engine than trying to get just a few gaskets. Just sneak away. Kind of still working on this, figuring out how to document this build and what do I need. I guess it's all new because it's like most mechanics, you just want to get stuff done. You don't think about what do you need to show. Some stuff you think, oh, why should I cover it? I have done it 100 times, and some stuff feel like maybe it's good to share, because even the standard things you do, maybe somebody comes with a new idea or something you haven't thought about. Tricks, mistakes you did 10 times and you never knew. It was okay, it ran, but so I'm still working on that. I still want something, since I'm a one-man show here, something that kind of follows me. If anybody has experience what camera to use, that I don't have to set up 15 different shots, but maybe follows or gives me a better angle. I'm kind of willing to try it out, because I kind of learn right now that it takes a lot of time to get it all covered, to show it. Kind of go slow on these. Don't want to distort it too much with a new gasket in the beginning, so slowly working my way to the spacer bottoms out. Good. Cover this one up and then we are safe. Nothing can get into the engine. I always like to cover holes, be safe, because you never know what gets in there, and we're still grinding, sanding, cutting. So rather waste a little time but be safe than later you got something going in there. Transmission I didn't cover. I we dropped the pan, new fluid, new filter, front pump seal, rear seal, everything looked pretty good inside. The converter looks like it had not much runtime where it runs into the pump. You couldn't see any marks or anything, so it came out of an S15 with also low miles, and I hope it works. I could never drive it because it was an S15 with a V6. The 4.3 has the same bolt pattern than the 5.7's V8, so that was kind of a good deal. You get a truck frame, transmission, drive shaft, all the pedals and everything you need, so this makes this a pretty sweet deal to build something. Okay, next, cross member, front brackets, and then I hope on video we see more bodywork coming up and it looks more like we are doing something. So I guess this is where this ends here. I'm still learning what I need to do here, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. I kind of want the whole build covered, but if you're a one-man show, it's still like, what can you capture, what do you need to do, which steps are boring, which steps are interesting. Yeah, every time, once you're done, you know, oh, I should have done this different or that, but I guess it's the way. If you don't do it, you will never figure it out. So learning by doing, make mistakes. I still hope there's something to watch on this one, and I hope people like to follow this, and for me it's at least a pretty good memory on the build of this truck. If you like it, that would be great if you leave comments or even new ideas or your project. Otherwise, I think next time, fenders or brakes, depending on the weather. Thank you for watching.